When it comes to the realm of food, Gordon Ramsay has claimed his throne. From cooking the most complicated dishes to tasting the hideous cuisines, as well as the ancestral delicacies, as one may say, Gordon has not spared any flavor. Being an extraordinary chef, he's also a great food reviewer. The 16 Michelin chef has not deprived his palate of any possible taste. But when we talk about the ancestral delicacies, we have to keep the fact up to the table that these cuisines can be the adaptations due to extreme conditions in the respective region for the struggle of survival. This fact makes the food a little wild, very much wild. And in this video, we're going to check out the weirdest meals eaten by Gordon Ramsay. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. This is not going to be an appetizing ride. Bon appetit! A snake's heart shot. Vietnam, the house of exotic foods, has got a lot of weird meals on the menu. But we're talking about the weirdest. It was Vietnam where Gordon got to taste the bizarre and exciting shot of a snake's heart. And do you know what's more thrilling than this? The heart was still beating. You can feel the snake's heart beating in your throat. What an experience to have! When the friend invited Gordon to dinner in a restaurant popular for its eccentric menu, he was curious about what this restaurant had to offer. Until he saw what was on his plate for the night. Then he was nervous. Damn nervous, folks. Then came the moment of truth. The time to shoot in for a beating of Cobra's heart. He hesitantly picked the shot and read his prayers. He took the shot. Fortunately, we still have the great British chef alive. This has to be made into a kid's legend. The generous chef who ate the evil cobra's heart out and saved humanity. Fried spiders. Spiders are meant to live in their territory. They're not supposed to hit the pan. That's what we know. Cambodian people during the Kumaraj, Cambodian famine, for their survival, adapted this bizarre diet of eating fried spiders. When you've got to survive, you have to consume what you've got near you. As time passed, this adaptation made its way to the Cambodian rural cuisine. The spiders are hunted, and then their fangs are trimmed. After that, the spiders are soaked in salted water for hours. Then these salted spiders are diced to hot oil, and ta-da! You're ready to munch on the dish. Gordon Ramsay, while eating this dish, liked the crispy part, the legs. But when he was asked to eat the succulent abdomen part, he couldn't manage. It was too bitter to be swallowed by the professional chef. Worms from the cactus. Peru, in South America, possessing one of the greatest rainforest Amazon, is distinctively diverse. Peru, being the home to several ancient civilizations and a land of various cultures, has offered the most unique foods passed from one generation to the other. One of them is the worms from the cactus. Not only eating this dish, but searching the worms itself is quite the task. The cacti grow at the edges of hills, which makes getting the treat a risky adventure. But are the worms worth risking your life? After the cacti are opened and worms collected, they're directly tossed into a hot pan and fried with fish oil. The recipe and the hunting techniques are the hereditary assets of the Peruvian people. The worms are a great source of protein. Time to taste the dish. Gordon Ramsay, being the food reviewer at the time, ate one worm and exclaimed, "Delicious!" But this punctuation did not match his expression. Thus, on the second worm, he spat it out. Stuffed frogs. This delicacy is from the waters of Cambodia. Cambodian people catch the frogs at night from marshy areas. The marshlands at night have snakes floating in the water ready to bite you to death. But with the assistance of skilled frog hunters, Gordon Ramsay didn't need to fret. After gathering up the frogs, cooking begins. The meat of the frog is chopped and mixed with minced pork. The herbs and fish oil also make their way to stuffing. After the stuffing is ready, it's stuffed in the cleaned frogs and grilled on coal. And surprisingly, it tasted like normal chicken, but an intense version of it. Guinea pigs. Exploring the pastoral areas of Peru, Gordon decides to dig in for a typical Peruvian dinner, made with limited equipment. He visited a small hut on a shrubby hill. He was amazed by the fact that the Peruvian folks ate guinea pigs. The more interesting thing is that they kept the guinea pigs right beside where they were being cooked. We're pretty sure the guinea pigs had some idea of what was going to happen to them in the end. The dinner for tonight was a soup containing shredded guinea pig's meat, boiled potatoes, cheese, corn flour, and guinea pig roast. Gordon was astonished by the unique and appetizing taste and flavor, how the cheese balanced the texture, and the potatoes gave a perfect bite with the shredded meat. Gordon Ramsay's palate finally got something to believe in the food humanity. Shark fin soup. Shark fin soup is everywhere in Taiwan, and this soup finds its center in the capital of the country, Taipei. Every local corner cafe and five-star restaurant has this shark fin soup. Gordon Ramsay paved his way to a high-star restaurant in Taipei to taste this famous and favorite soup of the town. The soup is made by cooking a broth for 7 to 8 hours, and the fins are steamed for several days and are cleaned stage by stage. When the soup is to be served, the soft fin is added to the boiling broth and served with a garnish of radish and coriander. The thicker fins means the higher pricing. Gordon Ramsay, on tasting the soup, said that the shark fins taste bizarre. It tastes like plain white noodles. However, he liked the broth. Honey ants. In Mexico, Gordon Ramsay was promised a sweet and very unique appetizer, the honey ants. These ants are under the soil in the daytime, while at night they come out to suck on nectar. But you don't have to kill the small ants to get the honey. You can simply suck the honey from its belly and put it back into the soil hole. Gordon said these are hell delicious. It tastes like sweet honey, cider, and vinegar. Fermented fish. In Norway, on the occasion of Christmas Eve, Gordon Ramsay found 2 men who run the business of fermented fish. The uncle and the nephew have been following the method of fermentation from the Viking Age. They ferment the fish by putting salt and sugar in the fish's belly, and then pile it up in a bucket for 3 months usually. When Gordon tasted the 3-month fermented fish, he shared his thoughts by saying that it's very strong. In the reply to this comment, the nephew told him that this fish is not too much strong. Do you want to taste the special Christmas batch? The Christmas batch is fermented for more than 3 months. It's very sticky, and it has a very pungent smell. In other words, it stinks. The nephew told Ramsay that people eat this delicacy because they like the flavor. They do not smell it, they just eat it. Duck fetus egg. Another delicacy from Cambodia is the duck fetus egg. A fetus is the fertilized egg or embryo, and a normal duck egg hatches in 28 days. When the fetus egg is 20 days old, that means the egg has been partially developed into a duck. Gordon Ramsay was stunned that the Cambodian people ate an unborn duck without a flinch. On his journey, he learned that the fetus egg is supposed to improve virility. On eating the fetus, Ramsay was relieved to know it tasted much better than he thought, just like a regular chicken egg, but having an intense savory of the eggy flavor. And these were the weirdest foods eaten by Gordon Ramsay. Take care and keep exploring foods that surprise you and reminds you of home.